Right there.
Haven't had the opportunity to engage in deep conversations with married couples, one piece of advice runs through. Paula, enjoy your single days and explore wisely. I wish I had dated more before marriage, say someone still relationships. Must you see it all before settling down? How far can you go? And are you prepared for the unseen race that comes with having more partners before marriage? Let me caution that exploring does not necessarily have to be sexual. This is Moans and Cuddles with Paula Amabruni. We'll be right back. You're welcome back to Moans and Cuddles on GhanaWeb TV with me, Paula Amabruni. As I always say, it's always a pleasure to be doing this with you. And to all our viewers who've been holding us down and supporting us, keep doing the watching and, share the video, tell people all the good stuff you're learning here on Moans and Cuddles. As I say, in the year 2022, we are going to spice up our relationship, sister. No one is going to be left behind. So to help me do justice to today's topic, seated on my couch, I have Edna Ado. Edna is an entrepreneur and a very good friend of mine. Good to have you back.
Thank you. Good for having me back.
She celebrated her birthday not long ago, so I would say happy belated birthday, girlfriend.
Thank you, Paula.
You're glowing.
Thank
You're glowing.
you.
We'll talk later. Yeah. And then I like new faces. I like new energy. Like, it's always a pleasure to have new faces. And today, seated on my couch, I have Papa Kwamena Smooth. I want to find out the name Smooth. Where did you get that from?
All right. It's nice being on your show, and like you said, it's my first time, and
Yeah.
I hope your viewers are going to enjoy my contributions. I got the Smooth name from Radio Universe. I used to be one of the volunteers there, and I was doing a program called what's the name? It's been long. I was playing music,
Okay.
like DJing after one of the political programs, and then the way I was mixing was so smooth. They started calling me Mr. Smooth, and
Oh.
Innocent.
it became a part of my brand.
It sounds smooth, like,
It became a part of my brand, and then later on they have a show in the evening called Comfort Zone. It was on Sunday evenings, and I started my whole counseling thing from Comfort Zone, and I still would want to thank all the vandals who actually pulled me, really pushed me into learning and to becoming what I've become today.
So you're a V-mate?
I'm not, but like when you are there and you're saying stuff, they're going to push you to give them proof and evidence of what you're talking about. So they actually helped me with a lot of research work, a lot of like whatever you say, you got to prove to them that what you're saying is right. So I usually when I get the opportunity, I thank Alhaji Siddiq, Dr. Alhaji Siddiq, for giving me the opportunity in Radio Universe, and then also for the vandals for all the attacks and all the stuff they were pushing at me when I was kicking against sex before marriage.
Do you still stand? We'll talk
Yes.
about that.
Yes, I do.
Anyway, so yeah, as I said,
I have reasons for that.
you have reasons for
Sound reasons, not religious.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll delve more into that if we get time on the
Great.
show. All right. So I know a lot of people. Prior to this conversation, I had a conversation with a married couple and people who are still single, like us, Edna and I, who are yet to join the marriage gang. And some say they wish they had dated more, explore. As I stated earlier in my intro, exploring does not mean sex. When we say explore, it means you open to new people, have fun, go here, meet this person, meet that person, and engage them. When you feel like this is the person, this is the one, then you take it a step further. And some of the responses was that, I wish I had dated more because the fun, I did not have it. So now in the marriage, you feel like, nah, maybe I should have done things this way. But I don't know what your take is. Some say you should go into the marriage as green as possible because when you have all these experiences, you have high expectation from your partner, and then your partner might not be able to meet that standard, and then later you have issues. So, Edna and Papa, must you see it all before marriage? Must you have all the fun? Must you do everything before marriage? And I ain't saving kakra.
I think you should ask the virgin.
Ladies first.
So I don't think you can ever know it all. That's one of the first things I want to say. You can never know it all. You can date as many people as you want, but every person comes with a new experience. So I don't think experiencing it or going out with people, that's dating. I'm not talking about sexual. Dating is going to make you know it all. So yeah, experiences do teach anyway. So
All right, Papa, for men, you know, sometimes you get married, they want to have all the fun, and then later, my companion for baby natches hey, it happens. It's not always the case, but for a man, a lot of women say, when you marry a man, at the end of the day, he will somehow cheat. Not all men do cheat. So would you advise that men, whilst they are single, do all the exploring thing that they want to do? So when they go into the marriage, it's like you've seen it all. Young girls and all that.
All right, so thank you. And personally, I'd want to take it from a very completely different angle.
Okay.
Now, in a relationship, kids can handle relationship. You actually handle friendship. So you start from being friends, and then you can migrate into a date, and then migrate from a date into a relationship. Becomes courtship, and then probably you migrate into marriage. But the first thing is maturity. You need to be mature and mature enough to be able to know who you are. The first and the most important thing is to know who you are and to know what you want. Because if you don't know who you are and you don't know what you want, you go scouting, like you go hunting. You have a gun and then you go in every woman you want to go out with, But first of all, you should know exactly what you want. Now, when it comes to going out with women, the person that you see is important, the person's looks. So if I know what I want, I look for what I want in a woman that I am looking for. So some people do a lot of, they have a whole list of stuff that they are looking at. Those things may be superficial, like not too important. But first of all, the woman should attract you in a certain way. You get that? Because that is the first thing that you're going to see. So if you are a guy and you want to go out with a girl, what are you looking for in a woman? First of all, what are you looking for in that person? Then from there, you're looking what is inside, because it is not the looks you're going to live with, it's the character you're going to live with. But the looks is what is going to attract you to get close to the person. So first of all, you the guy, what do you want? Do you want fine legs like I do? Or do you want hips? Do you want breast? Do you want backside? Do you want long nose, slim face? So you, the guy, should be mature enough to know that this is the kind of girl that I would want to roll with.
Me. Yeah.
Okay.
Or this is the kind of girl that would make me want to, say, I want to get into a relationship with you. You get that? Like I said, somebody will be looking at the buttocks. I'll be looking at your legs. You get that? So if your face is that whatever, and your legs are not what I'm looking for, I walk away. So once I get what I'm looking for, we become friends. And when we become friends, the key things that I'm looking at is what is inside that body that I said I like. Because it is what is inside that I'm going to live with. Personally, I was brought up in many areas. Like I had a little stay in Birmingham, I had some time in Asalam Down, and then I had Nima, Mamobi, that at the Braka kind of a hard life. And then eventually you move into an area where you have these other bees and all this stuff, and you're supposed to fit in. So the important thing here is what is in you, the way you were brought up.
All right.
The character that you have, all determines the sort of ideologies, the sort of places you can roll, places you can sit, kind of places people you want to roll with. Because there are some people, when you see their friends, they say, show me your friend and I can
show you my character.
You get that? So once you see the person and you like the person, the next most important thing is to try to find out the person's character.
Okay.
Now, in looking for the person's character, that is where most people get it wrong. Because people rush into romantic relationships, even if it's not sex. They start hugging, they start cuddling, they start kissing, and all those things can bond you. And once you become bonded, you miss building that foundation for a relationship, because then you are no longer looking at the person in total, so that when the person does something, you can tell the person, you can walk away. But once you become bonded, it becomes difficult to separate yourself from the person, even when you see the person is wrong.
All right.
So here, what most people end up doing is immediately they say that I love you, I agree, and all this stuff. Even if they don't have sex, they start kissing. Kissing will bond you. They start hugging. Hugging will bond you. And once you do so, you stop learning. You stop seeing what the person does wrong. And even when your mother or your father or your friend points a wrong that the person is doing or has done to you, you don't see it. Personally, what I look at in a woman may be different from what every other person looks at. Like I said, I'm looking at legs. Like legs, you know.
Legations.
Like somebody is looking at face. Somebody is looking at backside. Somebody is looking at breast. But after I've seen the legs, what character comes with the legs is what is important.
All right. And I would say, I wish I dated more before marriage. Someone would say, more is what? It's like, it's 2 you're more, it's 5 you're more, 10 you're more, and all that. But now, in Ghana, every girl, they'll tell you that, oh, I just have 2 exes. I don't know how true that is if I want to go into that. But Edna, how necessary, how important is it for a man or woman to enjoy their single days, their single life, before they say I do?
It's really important, as Papa Kwame said, to know you. Okay, so if you are dating or you're going to marry, you need to know you. So dating 10 people, 5 people, 2 people won't determine who you really are. However, experiences would also let you know that, okay, this is something I don't want in a man. This is something I don't want in a man. This is what I don't want in a man. And based on that, you can be able to tell that, okay, so I don't like a man that is too argumentative. I don't like a man that complains too much. I do not like a man that boasts about what he has. I don't like a man that doesn't treat the house help well. So all of these things would tell you, through experience anyway, tell you that, okay, this is what you're looking for. If we are talking about lifestyle, you don't even need to date or to be married to have fun. If you are marrying the kind of person that understands you, you guys are compatible. You didn't just marry because society decided that let's marry.
For you to marry.
Exactly. If you're marrying someone that just fits you, it means when you are going out, you go out with the person.
That's your best friend.
Best friend. You get to the place at, I know a couple, let me just chip this in, and they are married. They've been married for 5 years. Guess what? When we go out, they all come out. When we get to the place we are going to, nobody knows the other person. It's just fun. And then when they close, they go home together. And this is something that initially I was like, oh, how does this work? How does it work? But I sat down to talk to this lady, woman to woman, and I realized that she knew what she was doing. She said, this is something she told me. She said the first year of marriage, she felt like, my mom says when you marry, you sit at home, you cook, and all of these things.
Do the wifey African duty thing.
And before she knew it, her husband got bored with her. And I was like, so how did you guys come about this? She's like, we went for counseling. And they asked the man, what did he see that he was interested in? He saw her out. She was having fun. She was her. So why she change it all of a sudden because she's married? So I think knowing you yourself would allow you to have fun, whether you're married or not married, and experiences really don't count.
All right. So when people say enjoy your single days, live your life, what does it mean?
All right,
what does it
so
mean to
enjoying your single days, enjoying your life doesn't necessarily mean that you should be with another member of the opposite sex.
Okay.
Because you make friends. And for me, I always would say that it is best to be with a friend. Like you get to know yourselves as friends, you get married. then I know all your weaknesses without necessarily it being faked. Because once it's a relationship, the person will pretend to be something that he or she is not, simply because the person wants you to marry him or her. So you see, once you are friends, you're open, you are able to share and talk without fear of being victimized or without fear of being called a bad person or whatever. You're just friends.
But
I mean,
that the friendship before the dating proper.
Yeah.
How long does it take?
listen,
I want to
you
know
see,
because
like,
are we going to be friends for like
instance,
4 months,
you see,
2
years.
years? When can we
for
start?
instance, you can pick somebody that probably you met either in school or probably you went out somewhere, you met the person, you became friends. And for me, if you're looking at that, I'm looking at somebody that I'm comfortable with, that when I'm talking, I don't have to guard my lips. Whatever I
What will you
speak,
say?
I become myself when you are there. That I don't have to hold back. I don't have to start thinking whether what I'm going to say is going to hurt or is going to bring any quarrel between the two of us. So when you are friends and you are open and you are sharing, it is more fun. It is easier to migrate from that sort of friendship into probably into a relationship. But the thing is, once you are open, growing up, you probably might have gone to school. You have a lot of friends at school. After school, if you are continuing with uni, you still make a lot of friends. That is all part of the enjoyment that we are talking about. And then after school, you're looking for a job, you get a job, you find new friends. And for some of us who finished school years back, we still have old school groups that we belong to, and we still chat, we still have old girlfriends that still in the group together and all that.
In touch with.
Yes, I mean, it's still fun.
Once you know.
You see, when we say girlfriend, is a friend.
Okay.
People just attach all those things to it, but I'm not thinking about that.
All right.
You see, so once you say enjoy your life, enjoying life doesn't necessarily mean you have to be having sex, having boozing, clubbing,
Yeah.
and going to restaurants and beaches and all those things. All those things become a part of your growing up. Because if you're growing up in a settings where you are allowed to step out, for instance, like I said, I was a DJ. You know, I played in Miracle Mirage, Glens, all those places. You get that? So you call that fun. You understand that? Even though my father told me, I mean, when I was doing the dancing and the DJing and all the others, he told me, Kwame, when you are 50 years, where will you go and DJ at? Where would you go and dance? And who will come and pay money to watch a 50-year-old boy dance? He told me that, and I said, wow, what the guy? Because at the time, we're doing breakdance and robots and all those stuff. And then now, when I look at the dance that people are doing, I just laugh. It's like, these guys are they're doing nothing. So when you look at all those things, I had fun.
Okay.
Even though it wasn't with a woman or like going out, you have friends, you go out, you go to parties, you go to beaches and all that. And all depends on the sort of family that where you belong. If your father and your mother are that strict and they are keeping you in the church and not allowing you to step out and all that, then you are going to say you missed the fun. But some people also find the fun in the church.
In the church. You cannot judge.
You see, some people find the church and the fun in the church. They join the YPGs, they join the prayer groups, they join the singing bands.
Oh, you're a Presbyterian, I guess.
Yes,
Okay.
and then they are doing all the, what do you call it, the beautiful things in the church. They are traveling out and going to the mountains to go and pray, and they see that as fun. So that's what I'm saying, that it's all about maturity. It's what you call fun. Now, the beautiful part about being married is that the fact that you are married doesn't make you lose your individuality.
Papa Kwamina, thank you very much. I was going to come to that in earnest, but then we will take a quick break. When we come back, the show continues. But as Papa Kwamina and Edna have made us aware, when we say enjoy your single days, it doesn't necessarily mean dating more. It means doing the things that make you happy and make you satisfied. You're still watching Moans Cuddles on GhanaWeb TV. We'll be right back. back to Moans Cuddles on GhanaWeb TV. I am Paula Amabroni. Now, today's conversation, we're just asking a big question. Some people ask, while single and people who are married, I wish I had dated more before marriage, or maybe in my 20s or in my 30s. It goes on and on. But today's conversation, having spoken to, the conversation I'm having with Papa Kwamina and Edna, they made me understand that it's not all about dating more. It will not give you that happiness that some people think like, okay, maybe I should have done this, I should have done that. So if you're in a marriage and then you feel like there's so much regret because you think you didn't get to meet all the people and maybe you're finding your partner boring at the time, maybe it's just the right. You can use this opportunity to find things that interest you, as you were telling me, your friend.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you marry someone and what they bring to the table is not what
You
they
saw.
were doing while they were dating. So when you do that, it will help you. Instead of you thinking, maybe I could have ended up with someone else, maybe I could have waited and all that. You can do the checks, as we are saying. 2022, we are spicing our relationship. But then one big question. For a married man or woman, can you or should you accept dinner dates, fan trips from friends once you're married?
It depends on which friends.
Okay.
So if you're married, I'm going to talk from a woman's perspective.
Okay.
And you already had friends, some specific friends that your husband knew when he was dating you or when he was in courtship with you. If you guys have plans to maybe go on a trip, it's only fun and it's only right for you to let him know that these are the people I'm going out with. If your husband is the kind of husband that understands this is you used to do trips before you married me, and you still came back to me, then it's fine. If it's not okay with it and there's going to be men over there as well, it's only right. Carry your husband along. Let's have fun together.
Okay.
Do you get it? So I think if you can do trips, you can do dinners with your friends. Just make sure that they are friends that have got your marriage and you in mind. Some friends don't even like the fact that you're married. So whatever they will do to put disputes between you and your marriage, they can do that.
What if that ex-boyfriend, but you know between man and God that there's no way you're going to have sex with that person, says, oh, dinner date and all that. Should you entertain that?
Can I say this? And I don't even have to say, excuse my language. Can you spit on the floor and pick it up with your tongue? You let go of something. Why are you going back to it? Why are you even having conversations with the person? An ex is an ex. Let him stay where he was. The past. So for me, if you're an ex, I don't tolerate you. We don't go vibing. There's nothing we have in common anymore. In fact, I don't know you.
Thank you. All right. So, Papa Kwamina, for a man who is married or a woman who is into a serious relationship, should he be accepting that, oh, it's normal, it's just a harmless dinner date, it's just a trip.
Okay.
I just want to go with them and all that.
I sometimes have a completely different view of some of these things that most people tie themselves up to.
Okay.
I was an individual before I got married to you.
Okay.
And then also I had friends before I got married to you. You had friends. And the fact that I'm married to you doesn't mean that I
You
should
let
cut
go
my
of them.
friends, or by hook or crook, all my friends should become your friends and all your friends should become my friends. 3 key things in every relationship that would last. The first is trust. If you don't trust each other, there's nothing that you can do in a relationship that would work. When there's trust, you can communicate well. And when you communicate well, you can have good sex. Very, 3 key things. Trust, communication, and sex. When you mix these 3, you miss the very foundation of the relationship.
Trust, communication, and sex.
It should be in that order. First of all, you trust. You are able to communicate well, and then sex should become good. If you have sex and you don't communicate well, eventually sex becomes boring.
When you say had sex and not communicate, what do you
Like
mean?
if you are always having insults, you're throwing verbal abuses,
Misunderstandings.
you're having misunderstanding, your sex life will fall. If you don't trust each other, your sex life will fall. But if you trust and you communicate well with each other, sex becomes good. That is it. So here, these are the basic lessons that everyone who is looking at getting into a relationship should have up in the sleeve. First of all, you have to trust the person. So if a woman I trust, how am I going to trust the woman that if she goes out with friends in a date, or goes out with friends in the evening, or goes out with friends for a weekend, she's not going to sleep with any of them? How I got to sleep with you when I said I wanted you.
Your foundation.
I look at that.
Oh, so it really counts.
Yes.
It does. So I met you today. I said I want you, and I go to bed with you. So when we get married, and I'm going to Kumasi, and you are going out to somewhere, I mean a party, you can meet somebody and do the same thing. Because once you have done it, you can do it again. So that alone, how the man even managed to have sex with you, how the woman like was forced by the man to have sex, or pressure to have sex. When you are stepping out, the man feels insecure, the woman feels insecure. Once there's insecurity, when you are going out alone, the man has suspicions. You understand that? So
Yeah.
if I come and show up with my car, come and show off with my, what do you call it, my job or
House.
some house or some cash in my pocket, and you easily fall for me, and I get married to you, the next time you're going out with the guys that I know are bigger than me, I get worried, because I know that it was money that I use in getting you, so somebody can use money in getting you. So
But then
all
I
these
beg
things.
to differ, because sometimes you meet a guy, you are not a one-night stand lady or a gentleman.
Uh-huh.
But something
Chemistry.
happens. Things lead to. I don't want to talk about it before someone will say, "Paula, you're talking about it." I always get that. I want to make examples like,
see?
"Paula, this one you're using it." I'm like, no.
You see,
It's
Paula, what happens is things happens and then you allowed it. So things can happen for you to allow it.
okay.
Because anyone who has self-control,
Mm.
anyone who has built proper
Self-control.
self-control, I am not talking of a religious person. I am not talking about people who hide behind the name of Jesus and do all sort of stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying when you decide
built.
that, even when I see a naked woman, I will not have an erection. It is up here in the head, because sex starts from here. You get that? I'm not talking about morality. No. I am talking about you having self-discipline.
I see.
That I can see something and say, this is not mine, I won't take it. It is you.
All
And
right.
you build you to become mature. And any mature person can see a naked woman and walk away.
So that excuse that we give, like, oh, the feeling was just so strong, or the justification we give for one night stand
It's a
and
sign
falling
of
lack of
you
self-control.
being weak.
Oh,
up
you
here.
heard? You heard?
Here. Being
Don't go
weak
do
up here.
one night stand. Means you're weak out there. You
Up
should.
here.
So you should
Listen,
build.
it is the man's pleasure to be able to
Chase
see
you.
a woman first day and clear.
Oh,
Hey, sound.
And it should be
Waka.
the woman's pleasure to see you the first day and become tough and not give you.
yeah.
Drag you kakra.
The chase me.
Because you see, there are hormones operating up here in the head. Usually I don't like going technical when I'm on set.
Papa,
But you
Kwabena,
see,
please go technical.
there are some hormones, there are some neurochemicals in the head. Oxytocin, vasopressin, cortisol, serotonin. That chemistry is like some crazy stuff up in your head. When a man is not slept with you, vasopressin levels are very high. If he is coming here and he gets to Tetakwashi and the lady that he wants to sleep with says, go and buy Frankie's ice cream for me. You make a U-turn, even if police will arrest him, he doesn't mind. You make a U-turn, go and make the ice cream.
Die.
But if he has stopped the thing already, he will tell you, me do I mean to me,
It's true.
right or wrong.
It's true.
There are some, he will chase you, he will come and pick you with his car. After sleeping with you, then you give you
Uber fare.
to go. Vasopressin levels has dropped. And vasopressin levels is not controlled by the man. It is up here. So having sex with a man doesn't guarantee he's going to love you.
Thank you very much. So, ladies, I know you're listening. Don't let anyone deceive you, and we know the tricks. By now, like,
should have
you
gotten
know
You
this
see?
how things work.
And you see, when it gets to where we are heading towards in our conversation, anytime you enter into a relationship and it becomes sexual, you carry the person along into your next relationship, because then you now have a yardstick to measure.
That's the
You are
thing.
looking at this person as just opposed to the one that you are with now. And if the one you were with looks like a little better with this one, you have had sex with this one, you have had sex with this one, but your mind is on this one because that is one that you think
Really
made you feel
enjoy.
good. That is why women will be having sex with one man called Kojo and they'll be calling Kwamina.
Does that happen?
Men will be having sex with
Yes.
One woman,
Yes.
AC, and we'll be calling a
Green.
AC Nam.
It always happens.
You understand me? So
Yeah.
it is just because you carry the person along. You get that? There's so much research work that personally I did when I was in Radio Universe because of the Vandals, when it comes to this area, that you can never be able to maintain your marriage and feel happy and love it. And husband also sees and feels it, or wife also sees and feels it, if you have had multiple sexual partners.
Because you're always comparing. It's
You
not like
would
this.
have the yardstick to measure.
So, Papa, you are in for the stay green and go into the marriage.
You see, when it comes to stay green, you're looking at green in what context? You need to be mature. You need to be, I'm not talking about having sexual experience, but learning from people's experiences. Because, let me say it here, the wise learn from people's experiences and the fools will want to experience it before they learn.
You heard?
So it is up to you to know that, you have had many friends who had sex and didn't end up in marriage. Do you also want to go the same line? Now, when you go the same line, the chances are that 70% of people who engage in premarital sex don't end up getting married. The 30% that also end up getting married have 70-30 chances of ending up in a divorce.
True.
So it's just by grace or chance.
Women who cohabit, like they pack that, you bring their pants one, then they will bring the next knicker,
The bra.
trousers.
Before
Before you realize the
pants
entire
or
thing is
wardrobe.
in there. 70% don't get married. You get that? And I tell you, there's a book called Hooked. It is free online. It is called Hooked. It is not a book about sex and all those things, but it tells you how people become addicted and how they respond and react to things that people speak that are against the things that they are doing. So, for instance, what I'm saying, somebody say, oh, don't mind him, he's lying, he's blah, 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 simply because the person is hooked to it. And those people, you have an account addict that says that, if anything, so usro our rijaya, unya warepa. And you see, when you continue to sing that song, you continue to go on that tangent, you continue to marry and remarry, change relationship, and because everybody that comes into your life will come with Nanso, will come with a negative.
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody is perfect, and everybody goes through that. And every relationship goes through stages.
All right, Papa, let me find out. No, this one is open to you too. If you meet someone who say, I've dated a couple of people, like I've had more relationships in the past, does that mean that person got a high body count? Or is it always the case that once you are in that relationship, you are bent to have sex? Or is some people can have dated like 10 people and maybe it's just one or two that
You see,
had
for
sex
me,
with?
it depends on the sort of relationship I have with you. Now, if I have that very friendly relationship, I can share my ex with you, you can share your ex with me, and we're all talking, and I am able to deduce that this is how you are. I mean, like you are with me and it is not sexual. I'll believe that when you are with them too, it's not sexual. Yeah. But if you are with me and it is sexual, what shows is, the others were not. And then immediately I'll start doing a sex count.
Okay.
Yes, I'll do a sex count because yes, if you dated Kofi for 2 years and you were having, two rounds of sex every other day. Every other day. Every other day, that makes about, let's say, 3 times in a week. So 3 times 6.
Papa, come on.
6, 3 times 6, let me multiply 52. No, multiply 2. We do that number of times.
Hey.
Yes. So in the 10 years, I look at it, we do 3,000, 4,000 times.
Okay. That's scary.
If let's do an announcement on your TV program, a woman who has had sex 1,000 times, who wants to marry her? And see how many men will come.
With one person or with...
They did 1,000 times. One never worry no. And see if you see how many men will come.
You never know.
And so, yeah, master no. So a year 2 rounds, 2 rounds, 3 times a week, 2 times 2 times 2, and yes, and yes, 6 times 52, 6 times 52, yes.
No, but if you're saying that
6 times 52, that's what the multiply number of years on him.
When you say that, it's like you are being like society is treating women currently.
No.
Applies to men, right?
Thank you.
Applies to men.
Yeah. Can we count here?
Now, what I'm saying is, if I'm a woman, and you tell me you have dated this number of women for this number of years, I'll do the sex count.
No,
because
please,
you see,
I beg
when it happens that way, I may not be able to satisfy your sexual urges.
No.
Because the sort of experiences you have had.
Let me come
Listen, the sort of experiences you have had with multiple women, I will be the one who is supposed to come and perform and come and do magic.
But what if she has become a pro and then she satisfies you with that?
But what if you have become a pro and I'm still playing starlets?
Level up.
How? How are you going to level up?
Like, let me just.
How are you going to level up? Because
Papa, let's be fair to Anna. What you want to come in?
Like, for example, I do not think for women we go into sex with emotions. So it takes a very long time, as you were stating from the beginning. You come from the friendship stage, you understand the person before you move on to the relationship, that major relationship, and then sex comes in. But before a woman can sleep with somebody, you know, emotions womb.
It's not, unless you're just a woman who's just been on the blog. But
emotions.
I am telling you, I am telling you that there are women, and sometimes when they come to me and they are sharing some of those things with me, I ask them, do you kiss? Most women who do not kiss when you're having sex, it's just using the body. There are no emotions attached to it.
Yeah, of course. If you're having sex and you don't kiss.
No emotions attached to it. And then they can do it and go, And you see, I'm looking at when I am playing Ghana Blasters. And then you are C. Ronaldo.
Real Madrid.
Hello, Madrid.
How can I
dated or having more, you have more. That's not mean
for a
you've
woman.
slept or you have a high body count.
No, you see,
But
we are not looking at. You see, you're not looking at the high body count. I'm looking at the sexual experience you have had.
Someone might have dated one person. They are sex freaks. They have more sex. They've had
beautiful
more than someone who dated like 5 separate people.
That is beautiful.
I'm telling you.
I mean, you have one sexual partner, and then the person is like all over.
Yeah.
And then you come and marry me. And me, I can't do that 3 hours. I can't do that 1 hour. I don't smoke the weed or take the drug. And when I put in petri-sam, it is gone. How can you enjoy me, my
But
dear?
there are means. There are ways and means.
How can you enjoy me?
I know what you mean by ways and means.
No, but because, for example, if you are literally having sex,
It's
it's not about entering.
Yes.
Matthias, but someone will say, we're having fun. They've experienced all that sex with that one part. It's about worry, ma.
Now, you see. You are having sex to have an orgasm, right?
Yeah.
Now, you are having sex with somebody who was so good at oral sex.
Oh,
okay.
And then you go and marry a man who, when he starts knowing, he'll get a door locked. His jaw will get locked. And you are not coming.
Are you seeing this, sir?
Your mind will go back to that guy.
Yeah.
And then you date a guy who is extra large. And then you come and marry me, and I'm petite garçon. How am I going to be able to compete with that one?
With all seriousness, it's true.
Yes.
There are disadvantages if you've been around, if you really explored sexually. Sometimes when you end up with someone, it's like they don't meet your expectations,
The person
and then you'll
is
be
unable
very sad.
to. And this is not only for women, for men too. I get used to a woman who will sit on me and ride and do I trust my leg and all those things. And then I go and marry a woman who is going to lie down.
Missionary.
Oh yeah.
Crucify me.
Okay.
And then even when I do this, yeah. How? So with that, because the man has had multiple experiences, he is now going to hunt outside for other women that can give him that sort of experience. So you see, I am saying that if you don't have a yardstick to measure, and what you had is what you married, you don't have any yardstick to measure. You are good.
It's true.
But
And
if you have
if you
those-
married a virgin, all the compare then.
Yes, you
So
don't have a yardstick
let
to
me
measure.
give you a virgin's experience.
Okay.
So this girl marries a guy. Most of my friends are married, by the way. So this girl marries this
And they're
guy.
all virgins, yes. Before they
Like
got
me.
married. Yeah, like you, yes.
So this girl gets married and she was a virgin, and I can boldly say because we are friends from church, and
Yeah.
she's a virgin and everything. Anybody crashes or a virgin.
Was it your kind of virgin or the real deal?
No, real deal.
The
real
real deal.
Okay.
So the real deal, and she marries a man, and from her point of view, sex was good, everything. I don't know where or how things went. Or your sofa. But divorce, she has 2 kids. They're divorced. Why? She went out looking.
You see, the
And she was a
reason is in-
virgin. Sofa.
you see, sometimes you see peer pressure.
I know who say, I said, I did there be or baby.
She realized that what she was stuck to was not it. But why did she even go out? Because curiosity. She not knowing, because she was restricted for so long in her life that once she married, she was like, okay, now I can experience things. Being restricted is not even an advantage.
So you see, yeah.
She was curious. She wanted to know what is different from her husband's own.
And this is a clear sign of immaturity.
All right. The conversation is getting interesting.
A clear
We've
sign of
all said
immaturity.
different sides, and I know the viewers who are doing the watching, you decide what to do, because at the end of the day, we give suggestions,
Yeah.
ways you can make your life, your relationship better. But you decide. On this note, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, the show continues. Welcome back. You're still watching Moans and Cuddles. Now we've gotten to my favorite segment, my favorite part of the show. That's the mystery box. As you already know, we've got some questions in here which we expect our guests to give us honest answer. No libi, no labalaba. You just pick one. I'll start with Kwame, Papa.
Wow.
Mr. Smooth.
This is plain, right?
No, it's not plain. Let it there be an answer. What's there? Oh, you want me to read it for you? I could do you,
At
Diana.
what age did you lose your virginity?
Child,
Oh, okay.
that person must hear this.
At what age did Papa Kwame not give it up? Or maybe you remember maybe the time it was, maybe
No,
SS.
yeah,
singing.
the issue here is when a man is breaking his virginity, you're talking about the first time he had his ejaculation or first
No,
time he had
met a
penetration.
woman, got
Like had
sexual.
sex.
Yes, with a woman.
You see, growing up, you will try it. Whether it entered or didn't enter, you don't know.
you don't know whether it counts.
Mommy
Mama
and
and
Dada.
Dada.
Yeah, you don't know
Okay.
whether it entered or not, you know. And I'm not going to play like I was like an angel, growing up and all that stuff. I remember in secondary school, I went to Accra High,
Okay.
Accra High School. When I was even from primary 6 getting to Form 1 in secondary school, I had this girlfriend. Like when I see her, then you start blushing and all that. And I remember sometime I took her to some fitting shop. We're trying to do this thing, and I touched the wall and I got some electric shock.
Hey.
I was shocked by some bare wire. Then they ran away, so we didn't do it, and then we left. I remember when we went to Form 1, I had some dark girl, and that girl. When I see her, I don't know if you know Accra High School. We had this 2-story, and the Form 1 was down, and then like that. So when I see her, I want to dodge.
Hey,
It was like that.
mad crash.
Yes, mad. And she was living somewhere in, I think, at Abraka or so. We would walk from Asalam down to Abraka and all that.
Did you muster the courage to tell her how you feel?
You know,
How you
like
felt?
we're in a relationship, but Charlie, those times, why are you taking her?
Yeah, same
There
with
was nowhere.
Father's house.
There was nowhere you can go and do those things. So, if I really recall, like the time that I sort of penetrated and had like an ejaculation or something the first time, I think I was about 21 years.
21 years.
Yes, I was about 21 years.
Oh,
After
that's
all
nice.
the failed attempts.
Yes, yes.
It is well.
Yes, we tried many times, failed.
But failed.
Yes, I think I was about 21 years.
Your turn.
Okay.
Okay,
Hope
my
this
love.
is blank. It is.
There's only
Lucky
one
me.
guess who... Ooh. Wait, is it blank?
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Very blank.
I know you... Okay.
I have questions way back from school.
No, it's just one question. One.
So I have to choose one.
Yeah. It's one.
Okay.
And be kind.
Oh, but I mean, virgins are kind, so.
Oh, you know.
Paula, how are you?
I know you don't have to make... you don't have to put me in suspense. Do
Okay,
this.
so honest answer. So, okay. Who was your first, sex? Who did you have your first sex with? Name.
Name.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that...
Name. So that's my question. Name the person you first had sex with. At all, so.
They are all watching.
No. No, okay.
Hmm.
You know when you try to put things behind you and maybe your first, even now, doesn't even deserve that you talk about him.
Yeah.
So I would say it was not really...
You didn't even know what you were doing.
No, not that I didn't know what I was very mature. I did not have sex at
Those
the
things,
Ellie.
okay.
Yeah, it was when I was mature enough.
okay.
But then I
I
would
feel
say
like
the
he doesn't
person-
deserve to be named.
No, it doesn't even deserve.
I understand that.
Thank you for putting me on the spot, my dear friend. I will
what
get
friends
you.
are for.
You will surely come back.
That is a nice way of dodging the question. you know.
Oh no,
She
but
did,
honestly,
but-
Papa, you know
Yeah,
that
yeah, I
some
understand,
people, some
I understand.
exes, they don't
Yeah,
even,
yeah. There's no need to
Come
even
to
talk
think
about
of
them.
it.
Sometimes,
you know,
it's
let
just,
them. As you said, they are in the
in the past.
Past.
let them
You
remain
don't know
there.
them.
exactly, my love. Right now, we've said a lot from the beginning of the conversation. Because I have had advice from a lot of people, and then the whole had fun. For me, I thought it was like, getting to know or having fun, maybe touring or whatever. But then, as you guys have stated, it's about what makes you happy. So do it all.
Yeah.
Your happiness does not depend on any man. It's you. So you can date like 50, 20 before you said before you want to get married.
But see, let me cut in here.
Yeah.
Dating 50, 20 before you get married, no troubles. So long as you're not having sex and so long as you're not doing that
With the 50
simultaneously.
people.
Because if you are looking at 2, 3 guys at the same time and trying to find character, you won't find it. It is only when you piss at one place that you see that your urine can foam.
So you're not
I'm
in for
saying
the
that
double
it is
dating.
only when you piss at one side that you can see that
This is
urine
deep.
can also foam. Because if you really want to know the person you are with, and then you have scattered energy, you are looking at this, you are looking at
Wake
that.
up, cry, wake up, cry.
You get that? You are never able to focus on what you really want. If you are dating one person at a time, I date you and it's not working, I dump you. Or we end it. I date someone else, it's not working. You're not coming up with a sort of lifestyle, character and all the stuff I want. I drop it, I go for someone else. But if you're dating 2 people, you're dating 3 people, what you see in this person, you will not find here. What you find here, you will not find here. You get that? And then you yourself will be torn in between these people or torn amongst them, and you're unable to make sound decisions. You're unable to make wise choices. You get that? Then, if you're not careful, you allow your emotions to decide for you. But you should be the master of your mind. Your mind shouldn't master you.
So dating, if you're looking for someone to
If
settle,
you
it
would
shouldn't
date,
be.
if you would date even 100 people,
It should be one
it should
at a
be
time.
one at a time. Because now, when I'm with you and I'm totally devoted into assessing this person to be a partner, let me focus. Because if you are scattering your energies, you are here, you are here, you are here, then you yourself, you don't even know what you want.
But Papa, I've also heard, I don't know, Edna, like when women, like, let them welcome. If someone says they're interested in you, you know, let them hang around.
Yeah.
Be nice to them. At the end of the day, you decide who to pick. But Papa coming
You
nice
see?
also
I am talking about being in a committed
committed.
relationship.
No, not committed. I don't think
So,
having
you
the
see,
energy to have three
we
people
we
in committed
confuse
relationship is too much.
this word date.
No, I'm talking about like the dating. I'm not like
You
real
see,
courtship.
Like when I am dating you, or when I say I'm going out, it's
going
just like
out.
let's
You're
go to
going
somewhere,
out.
have a drink. It's a date. You understand me? So if I am doing that regularly with you, and I'm doing that regularly with another woman, doing that regularly with another woman, then my mind here is telling me that I am looking for, your friend is saying, something special from a friend is saying this person, or something special from that person. I would definitely see something in you that I like, and I'll definitely see something in Edna that I like, and I'll also see something in the other person that I like. The same way I'll see something I don't like in you, and in similarly different things in the other people I do not like. Then I'll be in that dilemma. Which one do I pick? Do I go for the one that talks to me this way? Do I go for the one that gives me a ride? Do I go for? And then if you're not careful, you make that choice, which will be wrong for you. But if I'm with you and I'm completely devoted to you, and you're not doing what I want, or I don't see what I want to see in you, and I'm walking away, I even tell you that because of so and so and so and so, let's end it. Because I remember there was a lady I was going out with, she's in Tema. I told her, when I was breaking up with her, I told her, because you feel so insecure, when we get married, I can't breathe. Because then, when somebody calls me, you come and, even when you are not married, somebody calls me, why no Afro? Let me see, all those things, if you ignore them and you get married, it becomes even worse in your marriage.
Okay.
If the guy you are with is threatening, slapping, or becoming verbally abusive or physically aggressive,
Signs.
you know, those are signs that if you ignore and you get married to the person, eventually the person will beat you up there.
I see.
So you need to be attentive. You need, listen, this relationship thing we are talking about, it is not a joke. It is not a game. It's a lifelong learning process. People go in and walk out. People go in and get hurt. People go in and get healed. So it is up to you to decide exactly what you want in a relationship.
All right. And now, do you side with Papa Kamina
To an extent.
to an extent?
Yeah, so to an extent, when we talk about committed relationships, then I would side with him. But if we are talking about going out, allowing people in your life, men will come for women. I have people around me that are interested. For me, if you're not even interested, it means that that's to me, because every woman has a man that is interested in her. However, the person you are in a committed relationship with is the person that knows you. Do you get it? So for me, my man is someone I decided that, okay, against all odds, he's the one I can stick with. Not because I slept with this, I slept with Kofi, I slept with Kwame, no. But because I looked at him, I'm like, okay, or jealousy kakra. I can manage. His own is not the one that suffocates you. You can manage it. Because almost every man has that thing in them. On jealousy, they are not just say, on pel. But or pel or be jealousy, but no interest or be suffocate too. So I decided, okay, against all odds, let me just stick with this one. So that is why I'm with him. But so with him, it's a committed relationship. And as I am committed, it means I'm not looking anywhere.
That's it.
Yes, I'm not looking anywhere. And as far as you make that point, you get that point across to your friends, everyone around you, then you know that, okay, on your end, why you are family date?
My casual semi-date. So
dating.
you know, at the end, you don't feel
You are
like
not
I took
leading
advantage
anybody,
of you,
exactly.
or you have high hopes that we might end up together.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's more like if we end up together, fine. It means our foundation is good. But I'm not putting the fact that we are engaged in tea by force down the aisle. I'm leaving room for us to study ourselves enough. And for me to go that, oh, we can stick together.
So I want to get one thing right here. At the end of the day, what we decided, I wish I had dated more before marriage. But then someone who is in that relationship, but from where we've gotten to, it's quite obvious that there's so many things that we thought it was all like this, but in natural sense, that was not how it worked.
Yeah.
Should you say one should save their energy? Maybe a young girl, maybe in senior high who's listening to her, junior high, in the university, who is like, I'm saving all I have for the man I'm going to marry, for the woman I'm going to marry. Are we telling that they should save all their energies? Or, you know, sometimes it's good to explore.
Let me
just save your energy if you don't want the whole drama and the thing that comes with it.
I don't think you choose I'm talking from a woman's perspective. I don't think we choose to go into a relationship. We don't choose. So I'm friends with this guy and we hang out, we go out. He makes me happy. He understands me. I'm able to run to him if I have a problem. He's able to come to me. We bounce ideas off each other. That's how it starts. Then before you know, okay, babe, I've been looking at you for a while and I feel like, okay, I think we should hang out, we should date, we should be in a relationship. I'm like, okay. You do that whole dating thing for a while, then it moves on to, oh, I think you are the kind of person I want to marry. Then that is where you have come to, you can understand that I am not into sex before marriage or sex after marriage, but I believe each and every person who values themselves would be able to tell and know when they want to give it up.
Give it up. Okay.
So it's your own decision to know when to give it up. I would say some people can have sex just like that. But until I am really there with you and know for a fact that menyema
Obeji.
and yet you know
It's worry me.
No, and yet,
Yeah,
worry, babe, it's not even the worry. It's the fact that
Take
do you see him as a
responsibility.
baby daddy in the first place? Or betima ya umma papa.
I always say, if you know you are sleeping with a man or woman,
Exactly.
that you can't even imagine could be
Him as your kid's
Don't
daddy,
do it.
then don't do it at all. That is how I used to determine where I want to.
But then
give
you'll
it
be
up.
surprised. You'll be screwing someone you think is responsible. Nyim nashe. Nyim nashe.
Onse.
See, the thing, you can never be so sure.
You see, that is why
You can never be so sure.
I would always remember this thing my mother told me. What's it say? Besibia tum besopa. Se benin bia tum besopa. Onye de hu no efu. Wunyim no ye ha.
Exactly.
Yes. I don't know how to say it in English. The fact that all men are coming after you it doesn't mean you're the most pretty girl in town. It's just because you don't have any that how do you say it? You don't have that aura around you that would pick
Fiero.
that will pick men, that when a man is approaching you, he knows that they're way there nyame type. I mean, this one is not my class. Missy say be bia to Mr. Opa. Ono nchere hu na yefu. Wenyim no ya har. Yes. Yes. Because at some point, you see, I'll be there, then plenty to women. My mother told me, "Se besebia tumba, no tumba, wenyim na obaka chodo pewa. Onye ohu na efu, wenyim no ya ha." It simply means that you have dropped your level of thinking, that low, that any riffraff, anything walking around can come and propose to you. If you are walking on the streets and anybody, I'm not saying we are better human beings than others, but we are. You have your level, you have your class. That anybody can just walk to you and propose to you. It is not because you are beautiful. You have lost your dignity.
I think, Paula, you, for example, I've known you for a while, so I know you would have the same feeling. Do you get that feeling when a guy asks you out, now buefu? You feel as though then I'm a
Thank you. And sometimes at some point the person is just trying to gather and the person can't. That means that you have raised yourself to a certain bar. So sometimes a
my
woman,
day.
because
Too many.
because my number is all over the place. If you don't mind, I can put it up. People who want counseling can call me. It is out there, and then they will call you, and then you see some will be showing their buttocks and be showing their legs and be doing this, doing that. And
Hot cake.
when I'm chatting them, I tell them, did I not send you?
You want to ask what's that temperature?
Yes, I ask you, did I not send you? Because I don't see a woman my level just throwing herself at me. No, I have to go hustle small before you
No,
get.
as soon as she does that, you know for a fact that obey you.
Yes, mano, and that's as mano.
So please be on the lookout. It's not always that you think that they love you. But before we wrap up the show, it's been an eye opener. With me, I always say people come to my set and you're on my couch, they say things, and I pick it up. So sometimes speaking like, hey, if they don't know who counts, I'm like, no, I have people passing through all the time, and all the things are the same. Sometimes before this conversation, I had this perception, but at the end of the day, hearing your experience, the advice, I'm open to new things. I'm like, maybe this is not how it worked. This is the real deal. This is real life. So I must say, I really appreciate your coming, Edna and Papa coming, and Mr. Smooth. Everything was smooth and all that. He hits the thing, and I asked Edna to our virgin guest. You always do it.
Sweetheart, I mean, why to represent what I
know,
am?
my love. Before we wrap up, last words from you, advice to listeners, people who think that you have to see it all before. You've all said the disadvantage that is in it, and at the end of the day, you decide. But what would you say?
I should go. Okay, so I would just say something very simple and say that what you see isn't always what you get. What you see isn't always what you get. And if you are in a relationship, whether committed or now ongoing, you need to be able to look out or think out of the box and try and get the advice of someone you value on some things. So, for example, if you're dating somebody, if you're close to your mom and a man comes around you and he's committed, it's not bad for you to get advice from your mom and see if she sees that, oh, this guy, because I've had experiences where she goes like, guy with that.
And somehow they're always right.
And then,
how they do it.
on point, like on point. O kase debia, o ebia beka se, the I see nyamia kase men ye na wakoye. O ye bia, they bo apampe ma who say. So it's with time I've gotten to a place where if my mom says to it, I won't. So I believe everyone should have someone like that in their lives, and do not make decisions on your own because sometimes emotions do come in.
Thank you.
Great. What I would say is everybody who is in a relationship should know that every relationship will go through stages. You go through the very beautiful part from the beginning, the honeymoon phase. And then after the honeymoon phase, you get into a stage we call the differentiation phase, where everybody starts identifying him or herself as an individual. And if you're not careful, and most times one person goes into that stage before the other, so it causes a lot of pain for the other person. The other person comes to join, and then once you join the differentiation phase where I start seeing myself as an individual and not like we are together, if you're not careful, you move into the freedom phase where you feel that I can live without you, you're not important. I mean, I own my own life and all that, I can live it. But if you truncate it, you don't allow it to go through the stages and you truncate it, you start from the honeymoon, go to the next stage, truncate it, and then it becomes, like a cycle. You're unable to keep a relationship.
Papa coming and Edna, thank you very much for coming. But before I wrap up, I want you to put out your social media handles where we can reach you.
Okay, so on all social media platforms, I'm known as Adele, Ado, ADEL, So that's my name is Edna Adelaide, so Adele, Ado, and on all platforms anyway. So
thanks, pretty Edna.
All right, so mine is Mr. Smooth. Like I've become the most popular Mr. Smooth on YouTube. So go check my videos. I have a couple of videos there. Like them, watch them. I've not even monetized it, but you just go watch for me.
You should watch them.
Go watch for me. So when you get to YouTube, you type Mr. Smooth. You see the guy with the hat. One of them will pop up, yes, and that's it. When you go to Facebook, I think it's also Mr. Smooth. And then if you want to call me, you want to talk to me, 0244 661011. 0244 661011. You can also chat me on WhatsApp, the same number.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. But before I also take leave, I want to put in this. I can put in the best here, baby aniha. I don't know how I will say it in English. But
Everywhere is here.
everywhere is here. Yeah, sometimes you
Direct
think
translation.
that there's something bigger, maybe than the person you are
Yes,
with.
yes.
A lot of people have been
Got it.
deceived into that. So they go all over, and then before they realize, it's like, what they were looking for, they never found.
It's
So
all
if you meet
vanity.
a partner who you think is right for you, as they always say, you never get it 100%. But once that person is a gentleman, is a lady, the rest of it, I think you can work it out. And let love lead. And please, whatever it is, relationship, as Mr. Smooth was saying, it's not what we just see. It entails a lot. So I would say in all things, do pray. Pray about the person you're ending up with. Because I've had stories, people telling me marriage, they want to leave and all that. It's just too much. But your marriage will be different. I am Paula Amabruni. It's always a pleasure coming your way. I can't wait to have you on the next episode of Moans Cuddles. Thanks for watching.